Class is in session again. This topic just came to my head, so let's speak about it. Have you ever talked to the opposite sex and start to think to yourself, am I being clear? Do this person understands me? Or am I just bad at explaining things? Well, some of you do might be bad at communication, but there's a lot more to it. You always hear communication is the key to relationships, but the truth is, it's not. Well, it is, but at the same time, it's not. You could communicate and talk about every single one of your problems or conflicts in your life to your partner, but the question is, does that person you are communicating with receiving the same information that you are trying to convey? Because at the end of the day, just because you understand what you are trying to say doesn't mean the person you are talking to will. The first thing everyone needs to understand is men and women both receive and process information differently. This is why communication usually fails between the opposite genders. What's the first thing people tell you when you have an issue with your significant other? Is maybe you need to communicate more. You will solve all your issues. What they need to understand is men and women communicate differently. Men tend to communicate directly, and women tend to communicate indirectly. So now here's the thing. Because of the way how men communicate is direct, the average man will less likely be able to spot subtle cues and body languages. For example, the common phrase such as, I'm not mad, the phrase that every woman loves to throw around here. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. If he goes to the store and asks you, do you want anything? And usually most women will say no. Then when he brings back nothing, you want to get mad. But what y'all really meant by it was you'll want him to bring you back something, or whatever food he brings, you're going to eat off of it. When it comes to men, being very direct with your communication is the key. Anything outside of that, he will basically take you for your word. Then you're going to get mad at him for not being a mind reader, when the reality is you just wasn't being transparent about it. Women, on the other hand, tend to be more indirect with their words, and because of that, women pick up on the subtle cues and body language. Hence, when a man is sitting around the house being quiet, you automatically assume he is angry when he is not. Why is this? That's exactly what women do when they are mad. You know the usual stuff. You'll ignore him, the silent treatment, and you want the person to ask you what's wrong. And he's just going about his day like nothing ever happened, and then you're mad at him for not picking up the cues and being a mind reader. Yeah, y'all do that all the time. The thing about it is, men and women both tend to project what their own gender does in a way to communicate when that's the wrong way to go about it. Women tend to take a man's directness as if it is a subliminal message, when the reality is he means exactly what he said. I remember a person once emailed me and asked me, What does it mean when her boyfriend says it's none of her business? Long story short, he had family issues and the boyfriend didn't want to talk to her about it. All he meant was that he was going to handle it himself. It's that simple. Then there's the other one I brought up before. When the man doesn't say anything, he's just quiet. The women tend to take that as if he's angry at her, like it's an indirect attack on him. When he's not angry, he's just relaxing. And why do women think like this? Because men and women both communicate and receive information differently. Moral of the story is be mindful of how the opposite gender communicate. What you say and how they take it is two different things. Your best way of communication is being very, very transparent. And I'm going to leave it with this. Like, subscribe. Peace out.